Hey everyone, it's Genwa, Manifestation Coach, and welcome to this guided meditation. Don't mind my eye, I have a sty, but okay, so what I want to do this guided meditation on today is for when you're feeling emotionally triggered by someone or something, all right? So the first thing I want to tell you is that you can always affirm at any time. Like, this is like a quick fix. At any time you can just affirm, my emotional body is fully restoring itself. My emotionally body is now fully healed. My emotional body is now fully restored. So you're bringing your consciousness to the end where the wish is already fulfilled, and that definitely can be helpful. And then you want to give it some more time to actually sit down with your feeling and do a guided meditation, which we're going to do here. So sit in a Vipassana meditation. Vipassana meditation is a type of meditation where you just observe what's going on. No judgment, you're just watching it from witness consciousness, right? Let's come back to the truth of reality is that you are pure consciousness or pure awareness, experiencing your thoughts, experiencing this body, experiencing your mind, your emotions. In yoga, they call them the koshas. So you are the pure bliss body, experiencing all the layers of the koshas, the mental body, emotional body, your intuition, spiritual body, and then the physical body. This is the slowest moving energy, is the actual physical form. So things in the spiritual move much faster. And that's why meditation can be used to manifest, because you can move things faster when you're just sitting and focusing on your inner reality, because your inner reality moves faster than the physical reality. Okay, so that's why we do meditation to manifest. Now, if you're in an emotional trigger, we also need to heal that and move the energy so that you can also manifest better, because if you're stuck in an emotional trigger, you'll be stuck in that reality, in that state of consciousness, right? Okay, so this is so exciting, right? Because we can make instant manifestation happen right here, right now, using our pure consciousness. All right, so if you've healed your shadow enough, if you've healed your inner child enough, you've grown in your self-awareness, you should be able to create instant manifestations with your pure consciousness, because your energy field is clean and clear. It's open, it's connected to your source. When you're connected to your source, things can manifest really fast and beautifully. And so let's allow that to be normal. Let's not allow that to be something so like abnormal, such a big deal, like out there. No, it's like that's the beautiful way God has created us, is that we can be these beautiful creators in our life, and we can manifest God's will faster, right? You can manifest the will of the divine faster than you think. Okay, so let's sit here in your Vipassana meditation. Just find a comfortable seat and just drop in. Come out of the mind and drop into the heart, the center of the chest. Breathe in there. And then drop into the belly. You can place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Inhale into the heart. Exhale from the heart. Inhale from the belly. Exhale from the belly. Draw your belly button in towards your spine and squeeze out any old stale air. And again, inhale at the heart. Exhale at the heart. Inhale at the belly. Exhale at the belly. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. Squeeze out all that air. And then inhale, visualize a rainbow surrounding your aura, coming from your lower body all the way up to the crown of your head. Inhale, visualize this rainbow meeting at the top of your head. Exhale. Inhale, rainbow at the top of your head. I have no idea why I'm doing that, by the way. This is the first time. It's just my spirit told me to. I'm channeling something here. Okay, rainbow at the top of the head. Beautiful. So, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. We're just going to sit here and just notice what there is to be felt. Okay, dropping into the body. We want to drop into our somatic experience. We're getting out of the head and we're getting into the somatic, felt sense of the physical body. Get out of your thoughts about it and just feel it. Drop into your body. Notice the sensation of your whole body. Just wanted to see if I could put my phone on. Okay, perfect. Into the body. Dropping in. Dropping in to the felt sensation of the physical body. And then see if you can feel into your emotional body. Feel into your emotional body. Any emotional trigger, right? That's the point of this meditation, is to feel into our emotional triggers, but you may not have an emotional trigger anymore after the beginning part of this meditation. I don't know. Mine seems to have been lifted, so anyways, okay. It must have been the rainbow thing. That was powerful. Just kidding. Okay, that was definitely part of it, but just the act of getting present, is so valuable. All right, so you are in your meditation, feeling your emotional body, breathing. Breathing into the heart. Breathing into the belly. So now notice the sensation of this emotional trigger. Maybe it feels kind of heavy. Feels like it's weighing on you. It's bringing you down to a lower vibration. So just breathe into that. Let's just notice that. It's okay for it to be here. It's okay to lower our vibration, to look at this and heal it, because we will rise to greater heights after. Feeling that feeling of the sensation of the emotional trigger, heaviness. Maybe you feel something feels broken inside. Something feels tarnished, a little stained, a little out of alignment, a little fractured maybe. When we feel hurt, our feelings are hurt. It's literally like we feel some kind of emotional pain. And like my go-to mode is to just like override it and just act like it's not there, and just like get distracted by other things and or go do something to distract myself. But this is a radical act of self-love, to sit here and be present with our emotions. So we want to breathe into this sensation, and then we want to fill it with love. It could be our inner child that's coming up, your inner child that felt abandoned or rejected or ignored, neglected. Maybe your inner child has neglect. Okay, it's very common, so most of us have that. That's totally normal. We have to allow ourselves to feel it. What is the actual sensation of neglect? Get out of the mind and into the sensation and breathe into it. So we're dropping into it, we're observing it, we're becoming this loving parent to ourselves, this loving parent that we didn't have. I'm sure we have loving parents, most of us, there are definitely exceptions, but they didn't know how to actually put that into practice. They didn't know how to put their love into practice. That love is being present with someone. Love is honoring how someone feels in the moment. Expanding that consciousness into this feeling in your body. You're being present with this pain, this hurt, this trauma, this contrast. It's out of alignment with your source. Feeling into that. Giving it all the space in the world, all the time in the world. You know, when you do play therapy with children, you allow them the freedom to express themselves, which means the therapist has to kind of take the back seat and just watch the child as they express what's going on their psyche through arts and crafts and play, through play, right? So we can apply this to our own inner children. Actually, who knew, right? You can apply this to your own inner child. You can do inner world play therapy with your inner child. I'm inventing things on the spot today. Channeling this from the unified field of infinite possibilities. There's infinite possibilities of healing. Did you know that? Infinite possibilities of healing realities that we can tap into in our consciousness, because our consciousness is infinite. So doing play therapy with your inner child, you see him or her, they're feeling a little hurt, a little down, a little neglected. Their parents are too busy for them, too busy for their feelings, too busy to get to know them. And so we feel as children we have to pack up our bags, our emotional bags, and put them aside in order to survive with the status quo, the family system. So let's unpack those bags now, because we have this space, we're holding space for ourselves, right? Love is holding space. Love is being present. Love is so many things, acts of love, so many different kinds of things. We can love ourselves by being present with our feelings, being present with our body. So just seeing your inner child, they're taking the load off because they feel, oh, someone has time for me. Someone is holding space for me. Then you feel this abundance energy. It's literally abundance. You know, so many of our abundance blocks with money, it's because of our inner child. Our inner child doesn't feel abundant, and it has nothing to do with money. It's an emotional need that wasn't met when we were kids because our parents were too busy to be present. And that's cut us off from our abundance, actually. Isn't that crazy? So we can reclaim our abundance by being present with ourselves. So now this person is holding space for you, right? Imagine your therapist, which is like the higher self in you, holding space for your inner child. And then in your visual, you can imagine you as your inner child, drawing something or playing with dolls or playing with cars or playing with trucks or playing some kind of play that you like to do as a kid. And then your therapist is just being present with you, observing you, holding space for you, holding a loving space, loving kindness space for your inner child. And then notice your inner child starts to feel free. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe at first it feels sad. It's whatever you feel. So maybe at first, before the freedom comes, there's some emotion, some tears or sadness, or why can't everyone be like this? Why can't my family hold space for me? And you just feel your therapist just being like, yeah, holding space for you. Everything is welcome here. And we have all the time in the world. Well, not really, because the session is usually about 50 minutes, but you know what I mean. For this moment, we'll be in a state of consciousness of having plenty of time. Meaning we're moving slow in the moment here because we're sinking into something deeper. Okay, so observing your inner child. And then maybe the weight starts to lift and you're feeling freedom now. Maybe you want to go to the other side of the room and play with a different toy now. You're feeling more confident. You're feeling like someone has your back. Someone is with you as you go explore and try new things. And as you're playing with that new toy and you're exploring a new part of the room, you feel safe. That you're just allowed to be yourself. You're just allowed to follow your intuition in the moment. You're allowed to do what feels good in the moment. Because you have this loving, accepting presence that's holding space for you. You have the time to be yourself. No one is rushing you. Put on your shoes, grab your lunch, get to school. No, it's just being present. You're allowed to play and be free and to feel abundant in your own skin. The world feels like your playground now. And this is really the energy to embody as an adult regarding abundance. So you feel the world as your playground and other people are your playmates. We're here to play, have fun, learn and grow. Be present with each other and see what arises. That spontaneity, that synchronicity that comes from that spontaneity. That's so beautiful. creating these beautiful life experiences. It comes from this inner child healing. Truly, the reason why people are so serious and work-oriented, serious, get to work, blah, blah, because their inner child has never been healed. No one has ever lovingly held space for their child's self when they were younger, and so they don't do that for themselves, and they don't create play inside themselves, fun, enjoyment. And so then people go to drink alcohol for fun. It's like, it's not really fun. You can maybe have a nice experience with alcohol with your friends that is like heart-centered and conscious, and everyone being present with each other, but like, you don't go to drink alcohol so that you can have fun with your friends. That's first, we need to look at these underlying feelings of what you think the alcohol is providing for you, and then just give that to yourself first, energetically and in a healing way, instead of using something like a substance to create that healing that is temporary, when you could create lasting healing at the root of your psyche. Why not just do that? It's a much more efficient, much more intelligent way of being with yourself and manifesting your life. So you're holding space for your inner child, this loving present space. Reparenting yourself. So this is one way to do this, that you can do this guided meditation. But you can also hire someone to hold space for your inner child. You can do therapy that is so beneficial. Like, I always recommend to my clients in manifestation coaching, my coaching programs, that they're in therapy during our program, because the nature of my work is so deeply rooted, the root level of their consciousness, that there's definitely a lot that comes up in my programs that they didn't see before. So having a therapist to work through the shadow and the inner child trauma, that stuff is really important. This is like, everyone needs this. Everyone needs this. So anyways, not that my programs, we don't also look at those shadow energies and do some inner child work, but it's a lot that can come up for people. So having a therapist to process that stuff with, and then by the time they come to my session, then we're just doing the consciousness work. We're just doing the higher energetic instant manifestation stuff. It's very magical. Once you heal the large chunk of your psyche, your inner child and your shadow, manifestation becomes really, really fast and magical, because you're in touch with your true self, the healed version of your psyche, and you no longer have these like heavy imprints of trauma on your energetic field that like block your flows of abundance. Okay? It's very important to do this work. Okay, so you're doing a beautiful job. If something painful or deep came up for you during this, I just recommend that you seek that support, that counseling support. There's free counseling at churches. There's free counseling. You can manifest counseling. Don't let money be a reason why you don't get that healing that you need. You can literally manifest the right counselor for you. And once you work through anything that comes up, then you can also come back to your manifestation practice. Okay, so they really go hand in hand. Manifestation and therapy, really they're partners, because as you heal your psyche, you open up new layers of your consciousness that you can now manifest with. It's something I'm very passionate about. I noticed in my own life when I started going to therapy in 2014 or 15, around there, I started manifesting all these synchronicities, like right after my therapy sessions. And it was so much fun. I was like, what is going on? I would just start manifesting these magical things. And I was like, how is this happening? And then I was like so in love with therapy because it just made such a magical difference in my life. I was like, I went to grad school for Jungian psychology for marriage and family therapy at Pacifica Graduate Institute, which is the absolute best program best thing I ever did for myself. Because there, we even were working on our psyches as a class together and healing so much together in this beautiful environment of Jungian psychology in Santa Barbara. Literally, the mountains are there, the ocean is here, and it's like we're just like sitting on the grass as a class, like healing our consciousness. And I mean, it's just so beautiful. It was so amazing. And I noticed my life became again like just this one big synchronicity. Like the inner and outer world became merged, and it was like one. And I was like, how is this happening? Like, I do this healing work, this therapy work, and then like everything that is in my vortex, is being pushed out. So like that's Abraham Hicks talking about your vortex, and everyone is you pushed out. That's Neville Goddard. And then like the piece that I needed was the therapy piece, the Jungian psychology, where I'm like, healing these things that are imprinted on my energy field that blocked my abundance and my awareness that, I can deliberately manifest my reality. And that is natural, and that's our natural way of being. But so many people have so much unhealed trauma, and they've never done therapy at all, because therapy has some weird, like people have weird belief systems about therapy. And I'm always trying to enlighten people on this, that therapy is something you do to thrive in life, right? You don't go to therapy because there's something wrong with you. You go to therapy because it's a luxury, because you are worthy of thriving. You're worthy of thriving, You invest in yourself, you hire a coach, you go to a therapist to thrive. Now, you do need to manifest the right therapist for you, because if I've worked with a therapist that was not a good match and it was detrimental to my manifesting, okay? That caused like more trauma. So definitely you have to manifest the right therapist, the healing therapist for you. That is very important. You need to manifest that by being clear in your mind about how it feels to work with your therapist. It feels nourishing. You feel like you're accessing these deeper layers of your psyche, which is then clearing up your energetic field to manifest, okay? So you need to manifest a therapist that is at a level of consciousness that is healing for you, the right match for you. You can pray for that. Pray for the right therapist for you. Pray for the right coach for you. And your life is going to explode with abundance when you do this work. So, yeah. These weird ideas that society has about therapy is just completely wrong. It's just completely wrong. And therapy is not something that you need because there's something wrong with you. It's you do it because it's a beautiful thing. And also we need it for cleansing, like just how we wash our hair every day and brush our teeth. We need to also clean up our psyche. Like, I believe therapy once a week is good, if you can, at least twice a month, because then you literally have someone holding space for all the things that's happening to you throughout the month, because a lot happens to us all the time. You have someone holding that loving space for you. You feel freed up, and you can be more successful, and you can be more efficient in your life because you're doing therapy with the right therapist, okay? Got to manifest the right therapist, of course, right fit for you, and then you have the right coach for you, I mean, your whole life is just going to take off. And you'll be able to actually understand manifestation and see it live in action in front of your eyes happening. You see, everything feels so one. You create oneness states of consciousness because you feel so connected to yourself. When you're at one in your psyche, you're not, pushing these things down here and repressing this and putting that over in a luggage suitcase over there with the lock and safe, putting it all in a safe over there to look at in 20 years. No. You're bringing all your energy back and you're healing it so that you can keep the energy and then use it to manifest this beautiful life, abundant life, heavenly states of consciousness, creating heaven on earth as much as possible. And so that's what I'm very passionate about and what I highly recommend to people, because you can only do so much in your physical world with regarding abundance. It really comes from the inside out, and that abundance that you want in your life, it's not able to manifest because you have these unhealed parts of yourself and these repressed parts of yourself. Another thing is, a beautiful thing about therapy, and especially if you're doing Jungian work, if you hire a Jungian analyst, the right fit, though, of course, always has to be the right fit. Take your time to find the right person, and follow your intuition on that. But Jungian analysts, there's so much in our unconscious, our subconscious, that comes up when we do that work, and we didn't even know we had that going on. So this work is also infinite, just like manifestation work, spirituality. It's all infinite. Like, you can discover more and more things about your psyche because we are infinite beings. But anyways, Jungian psychology, you will be able to see parts of yourself you didn't know were there, and that also creates space to manifest abundance. Okay, so let's come back to our meditation. So this emotional trigger, now that we have become conscious of it, we've done the inner child healing play therapy, we've done the holding space and being present with it. Now what we want to do is just give it our love, give it our unconditional love. Fill it with validation, love, whatever it needs, fill it with that those needs get to be fulfilled. All your needs get to be fulfilled. See your inner child, that all her or his needs and desires get to be fulfilled. That life is a beautiful thing. Living life as a healed human being, you've healed your shadow, you've healed your inner child, and you understand how to manifest. This is my recipe for success. Gemma Manifestation Coach's recipe for success. When you've done all these things, now you can actually experience the way life is meant to be. It's meant to be a beautiful, playful, learning experience. Love gets to pour out of your heart, like naturally, like of course that's normal. Inspired ideas are flowing, like naturally, like of course that's normal, because we've healed these weights on us. We've healed these inner child and shadow weights that have been blocking us from seeing clearly. Okay, great. All right, so you've given love to your inner child, and your adult self as well needs love, validation. Compliment yourself right now. Instructions. Compliment yourself about one thing that you are great at, okay? You are just so awesome at coming up with funny jokes. You are just so awesome at knowing what someone needs to hear. You are just so awesome at starting conversations with people. You are just so awesome at listening to others and making them feel heard. Okay, those are some examples. All right, you compliment yourself. Now, last thing, affirm this with me. My emotional body is fully restored. My emotional body is fully restoring itself, coming back to regulation. My emotional body is regulated. My emotional body is not something I'm afraid of or that I push away. It is intelligence. It is pure intelligence. I just need to know how to work with it. I need to know how to hold space for it. I need to know how to allow my inner child to express her or himself. And I do this by sitting in meditation, doing this guided meditation with Jomwa, hiring a therapist, any kind of healing, coaching that you need. Because all your needs and desires get to be fulfilled now, right? Because now you're living in this state of abundance. You've healed your trauma now. Now you have this freedom to play. Play with relationships. Play with, relationship is a play. Yes, there's work to do. We need to study how do relationships thrive? What's success? What can I do to have successful relationships? But also it's a play, it's an experiment, it's a moment-to-moment experiment, spontaneous. What kind of energy is here today in this relationship? It's new and fresh every day. Just like our other manifestations, we move through contrast and then we manifest our desires. It's alive, just like our inner world is alive. Everything is alive. Relationship is a very inner world thing. The physical aspect of relationship is a small percentage. We're really attracted to each other's inner worlds. Our souls. Okay, beautiful meditation today, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Whenever you feel an emotional trigger in a relationship or in any other situation in life, you can come back, do a Vipassana meditation where you just feel it. Hold space, be present, come into a loving, present space with yourself. Feel it, then give yourself that love, that validation you need. Self-talk creates reality. Honor yourself, love yourself. You love yourself by complimenting yourself, being present with your feelings. You love yourself by being self-aware, by listening to yourself, journaling, by doing what's healthy, by getting a therapist or a coach, going to some kind of healing events, yoga, nature, exercise, eating healthy, thinking healthy thoughts. You can thrive in your life when you do these things. Living from the inside out, meditating, taking time to just do nothing. That's so healthy. In my opinion, is like one of the healthiest things I do for my manifestation process is like some days I'm like a cat. Like I'm literally a full-on cat some days because I just lounge. I'm just like Nothing. Nothing. I'm just like resting in the sun. I am literally a cat some days. And it's funny because other days will be big manifestation days where I'm just like motivated. I'm like running from here to there. I'm so inspired. I'm doing this and that and that. And it's just like flowing out of me, right? But 3 days ago, I was just like laying in the sun all day, you know? That's how I do things. And it's funny because my dad was a swim coach. He coached Olympic world record holders. And yeah, you know, I'm like the inner world version of like my dad. My dad was like the Olympic swim coach. I'm the inner world coach. So my dad used to say about one of his swimmers, a sprinter, who set the world record, Tom Jager, in the 50 freestyle, fastest in the world, right? He was like a cat. My dad would say he's like a jaguar. Is that jaguar, I think? Like some days he's just like so doing nothing. And then when it's time to race, though, it's time for swim practice, he's like, you know, all in. But then when he's not at swim practice, when he's not training, and when he's not at the swim meet, he's doing as little as possible. I apply this to my manifestation reality where, you know, my manifestation from the journey from point A to point B, the start to finish of a manifestation, right? The bridge is in the middle. During the bridge, I will have days where I'm like, nothing. Don't want to do anything today. Don't want to talk to anybody today. I'm just like zened out, like saving all my energy. All my energy. It's rare that actually I have days where I don't talk to anybody because usually I do want to talk to, you know, if my clients message me about something, I'm always very excited to hear from them. Or if friends are telling me something, you know, usually I do have things to talk about. But some days I do need to just no talking, silent days, and no energy expenditure days are really good for a manifestation process. I just love that I've been able to create this lifestyle over time where I have the freedom to be able to do this, to really focus on my manifestation process and treat it like I'm training for the Olympics, where I'm doing nothing. Reserving my energy for the days when, like the Sabbath, like Saturday is a real Sabbath, by the way, and Saturdays are usually very big manifestation days for me. Don't know if I've created that over time without affirmation, but it seems so that like at the end of the week, the collective as well is like off, everyone's off work Saturday. It's like a free day. It's like, woo. But anyway, Saturdays are usually when my week, everything I've been working on the week like culminates on Saturdays, and Saturdays are big manifestation days for me. All right, so I ended up making this a meditation / teaching, like free training, but it was great, and I'm really happy for what came through to you, through the spirit, through the unified field of consciousness, to me, to you. Infinite abundance. All right, so let's see, anything else I need to say? I will see you guys in the next video. Check out my new group I'm starting, Soulmate Manifesting Space. If you are single, this is for you. If you're in a relationship, this is for you, both, because even in people who are already in relationships, there's still so much infinite possibility potential to create in a relationship, you know, manifesting states of consciousness with your partner, new states of consciousness to embody deeper love, deeper connection, magical states of consciousness. They're infinite. It's infinite what we can manifest. And then if you're single and you're manifesting an actual person to be in relationship with, we're going to work on that too. So it's all relevant, whether you're single or already in a relationship. And yeah, we're going to just create some beautiful expansion. And so check that out. I will leave the link in the description. I am available for one-on-one coaching and healing in my one-on-one programs as well for people who are the right fit and who's preferably already done therapy or is in therapy during the time of you hire me. And then I will see you guys soon. The soulmate manifesting space from now until this Friday. Oh yes, I'm glad I remembered. I need to say this. From now until this Friday, you can get 30% off for early bird special. Early bird pricing right now. From now till Friday, you can join at 30% off. And it's like $60 off or something like that. And it's a monthly membership group, so it's like a group coaching, but it's a monthly thing, and big transformation I can feel is going to happen in this container. So definitely want to sign up for that now, before the price goes up. Early bird special is from now until Friday, so sign up before Friday, and I'm super excited to dive into this work, really changing how we think about relationships and manifesting way more abundance of love and connection and understanding. Understanding, I feel like, is highly underrated, but it's very important in relationships. If you really understand what's going on and how you're manifesting all this and manifesting, it's just life becomes so much more beautiful, right? But usually in relationships, I think we all feel like it's out of our comfort zone because we haven't gotten the proper modeling for manifesting in relationships or how to have conscious relationships. We haven't gotten the modeling for that. So it's like new for all of us. And how to really consciously relate to someone, that's a whole new realm that we are embarking on here in the soulmate manifesting space and on the planet as well as a collective. So it's time to do this work. It's time to upgrade ourselves in relationships and actually understand how we're creating them. Okay? And you got to put in the work. You got to study something to be good at it, right? You got to practice it to be good at it. You got to understand it to be good at it. We put so much work into our businesses or our work or other areas of our lives, but when it comes to relationships, we have this weird assumption like it should just work magically all the time. And if it's not, then we should leave and we should break up with that person. But actually, are you imagining that? Or are you imagining that? Or are you imagining that you're with someone where you guys always find solutions to things pretty easily and you easily have this conscious relationship and you both have done the inner child healing work, the shadow work, the self-awareness is there for a beautiful relationship, right? Are you expecting that? Are you manifesting that? These are the things we're all going to talk about inside the soulmate manifesting space so that we can actually thrive in relationships, okay? So I'm super excited to get started. I'm super excited to see the shifts. My clients have been seeing magical shifts. So magic is possible. You can, but you have to do the work to be at that state of consciousness where you maintain the magic of a relationship. My client manifested a shift in her partner within 5 hours, a whole new version. Now she's channeling spiritual healing through him. They're doing healing work together now, whereas before he was playing video games all the time. What? How on earth? So, infinite possibilities, If you have the right understanding, if you learn what I'm teaching you, then you shall be able to manifest these instant manifestations and miracles. And I will look forward to you joining the group and asking questions, sharing what you need help with so that I can help you and I can help you manifest the most beautiful relationships, and so you can thrive in your relationships. Okay, I just love talking today. I'm just going on and on. Okay, so I'll see you guys soon, and have a lovely rest of your week. Sign up before Friday to get the early bird special, and I'll see you guys later.